Derek, Zach, Michael, welcome to the conversation. This week on ForReel, we're doing our May Roundup conversation about May movies, which typically is just us talking about movies that came out in May that we weren't able to cover. If you follow the podcast, you know that we covered movies like Obsession and Backrooms last month. And if you wanted to catch those bigger releases, you can go to previous episodes. But this week, we're going to talk about the movies that fell through the cracks for us, and I know that we have a pretty good lineup of movies. So, guys, welcome to the conversation.
Hey, what's going on?
So,
Even though this introduction really focused on us talking about May movies, we're actually going to start with a June movie. Why? Because I have the power. Okay. So we're going to talk really quick. We're going to start off by talking about Masters of the Universe, which is a movie that we've had really interesting conversations about offline, because I'm going to be incredibly honest with everyone and very transparent. I did not finish the movie. I actually walked out of Masters of the Universe. So
one of us.
one of us. So I know we all have different feelings about it, but let's jump into it. Michael, I'm going to start with you. What were your thoughts on Masters of the Universe?
I get it, because my friend who I brought fell asleep. He was just like, I give up. I can't do it. I enjoyed it. I think there's an hour and 40 minutes of really great, campy, funny, canny stuff in there. And then there's 40 minutes of like molasses. Like there's a part early on where he's a kid, and it should be 2 minutes. I was a kid and these people were mean to me. And then Idris Elba got shot and my dad got kidnapped and Skeletor's bad, and that's it. But it's 20 minutes for some fucking reason. And it's just like, it starts things off on such a slow note that like when it does finally switch to Nicholas Gallen scene and something's actually funny, and it's like, oh, it's like this whole like he's an HR guy angle. I had to like recalibrate. I'm like, okay, I like this now. And then I mostly enjoyed it. I just think it gets a little kind of trapped in the weeds. Like there's some stuff that's just there's some great action sequences. Like there's a part where He-Man takes on like 15 different wacky henchmen at once. But then there's like this spaceship chase through the forest that looks like what I assume the Mandalorian and Grogu looked like. It's just like, ugh, right?
No way. The Masters of the Universe is Star Wars meets Thor.
Right. No, exactly. But I like above, like I did like everybody's performances. Nicholas, I've always really liked, and I thought he fit in well with this kind of more unsure hero. Camila Mendes I liked. Idris Elba I enjoyed. Jared Leto, unfortunately, a lot of fun as Skeletor. Yeah, I'm not mad at it. I wish it was better, and I think like it could have been better. Like I was talking about how I wish that like and maybe this does exist, but like I wish there was one guy who edited the movie and then another person who came in and was like, okay, we need to lock in on this length. And I'm not precious about anything we spend money on or blah, blah, blah. Just like we need to get this shit cut down. Because I think if we had gotten this down to 100 minutes, I'd be like, this was a blast.
You know, that's really interesting, because I think that runtime can often be an indicator of prominence and and so I think that maybe that's probably what it was going for, is like it's not a blockbuster movie if it's not almost 2.5 hours. So, and I would totally agree that it was bloated. Again, why I didn't stay. Zach, let's move over to you. What were your thoughts on Masters of the Universe?
We don't need to hear from Zach. It's okay. He doesn't need to give his opinion. It's fine. It's fine.
I will start off by saying what I sent to Derek when I sent him my review, which is the grumpy old man has logged on. This movie does not have the power. I thought this movie was a very interesting regurgitation of blockbuster filmmaking from the late 2010s, and like the worst of it. Like it feels like Taika Waititi ghost directed this movie. And the thing that really grinds my gears here is that Travis Knight is possible. Like he's good at directing 80s IP. Like Bumblebee was a good movie. At least I enjoyed it. So like there's promise there, but everything about this movie falls flat. If Jared Leto is the first thing that you can go to for positives about this movie, there's something wrong here. My review was bad enough that I got a text message from my grandma asking me if I'm going to be continued to be invited to PR things because of how rude I was. So like this is how much I didn't like this movie. I'm sorry to all the He-Man enjoyers out there, and I just was not. This one was not for me.
All right,
I have a
Derek.
conspiracy theory that they recast Jared Leto and just didn't tell anybody, or like didn't credit the voice actor. It does not sound like him. It probably isn't, but it's crazy.
Michael,
how
I
much he
cannot tell you how much I want that conspiracy theory to be true.
Oh my goodness,
I want to just adopt it as my truth and just run with it. Just complete mental gymnastics, cognitive dissonance. Like I love it. I love it.
Well,
so
I'm just
much.
imagining like them looking at Jared's original performance, like, shit, this sucks. But they couldn't do like his contract wouldn't allow it or something, so they're just like, let's just kind of in secret.
Oh,
Phil,
God,
Phil, get in here.
incredible.
You're not going to get any credit, but like you'll save our movie.
That is, it's just like a random PA that just got to do voice work.
Oh man, no, exactly.
Oh my God, I love it so
random
much.
He-Man fan, you did it. Some random He-Man fan won a contest.
Incredible. It's just incredible.
In the back of a cereal box in 1986, they're like, "All right,
all right." So look, I'll keep my
Derek.
thoughts relatively brief. I don't know what happened where Zach and I switched souls, and Zach is like 65, ready to retire, and doesn't like bright, loud things. That's usually my stance most of the time. I had a lot of fun with this, man. I think I think one of the only ways to really make this successful in any way, shape, or form is to just embrace the camp and the silliness that truly is He-Man. Anybody that tells you that there's some serious lore or source material for He-Man, like you just didn't watch it and you actually have no idea what you're talking about. Like you like this is an IP born out of rejected toy makers who made toys when they were just blitzed out of their mind. So then when they made the cartoon, they also had no idea what they were doing. Like if you go back and watch the cartoon, there is no through line. There is no lore. There is no story. Like they abandon all of that stuff all the time, episode to episode. It's super cheesy. It's super stupid. Like there's nothing inherently good about He-Man in a conventional sense. And so if you're going to try to make like a Barbie for boys, you kind of have to embrace that, and you have to recognize that, like, yeah, this is all dumb. Like all of this is stupid. And I think the only way to really do that is to layer over the Taika Waititi, James Gunn way of making movies. And that's kind of the only way you can do it, because we tried in 1987 to do some, I don't know, true to form, grounded version of He-Man, and it sucked. It was awful. So like, to me, I'm all about embracing the camp. I had a great time with it. I thought it was super fun. I do agree with Michael, though. It is way too long. Like, at hour 40 tops, this movie would have rocked. But for me, like, the humor worked. I thought all the characters are great. I love the self-referential stuff. I don't mind a lot of fisting jokes. I think they're very funny. I can be a 16-year-old kid and giggle at toilet humor, too. Like,
I loved all
okay.
the gay innuendos.
It's so
that
good.
was killing me.
Good.
I really like that jumped the score up so much. I was like, okay, they know. Because even like in Marvel, they wouldn't do something like that.
No, they would never do it. I was ready for He-Man and Skeletor to just make out at some
Michael,
point. Like,
I want
eroticism is incredible.
That is exactly what 2010's Marvel would do. That joke, I would like.
I don't think they would be that blatant.
Oh yes, they would.
No,
they definitely would. Really?
Can I talk about one moment in the movie that I hated, just really quick?
Yeah, sure.
There's the scene where like the big monster is chasing him through the regular city, and then the monster gets taken out by an Amazon Prime truck.
Yes, I did see that. Like product placement at its most egregious.
Michael, it's funny you mentioned that, because that is exactly, because like for the first like maybe 30 or so minutes, I'm like, all right, this is a little rocky, but I'm willing to give it a chance. And then that scene happened, and I'm like, no, any attempt at heart or anything of the sorts is over. for
Well,
me.
yeah.
Like it's not genuine.
Y'all just gotta get like, but take an
No,
edible
Derek-
and enjoy
Derek,
your
you-
life. What
you know-
is happening?
Oh,
Derek, I
did.
just cried watching a Spielberg movie, so like I can't.
I was chain smoking outside the theater. I was ready to go.
See, I think, and my problem with Master, because you can be campy and silly and still have a meaningful production, and I think that's the thing that I came when I was doing my little reaction after I didn't finish the movie. The word that I kept coming around to is meaningful. It just isn't meaningful, and I guess I don't necessarily need that to be like deep or profound or anything. I just needed to have some kind of character development that I cared about, and I didn't care about this character. I just didn't. He's an underdog. He's wimpy, and his hero's journey is everybody's hero's journey. And the movie that I kept thinking about as I was watching this is my favorite Marvel movie of all of the Marvel movies, which is the first Thor. Like, because it models itself, and I think that He-Man probably has some inspiration from Thor, but like because it models so much after Thor, all I kept thinking about was how great that hero's journey was. The ego, the fall from grace, the redemption, earning his stripes. And Thor, the series, can get pretty silly and campy, so there is a way to mesh that. They just didn't try.
I agree with you. The only thing I'll say, I grant, like, I get it. It's not for everybody. Like, I'm defensive, but I had a great time. I thought this was a blast. But I do understand, it's clear this movie had like 9 writers. It's been in production hell for like 10 years. Like, I think one of the reasons it feels and looks so dated is because they've been trying to make this movie since 2016. That's when the movie should have come out. And if it did, like if it came out exactly in the form that it is in 2016, there's not a single person on this podcast that would walk away being like, I didn't like that movie. Everybody would love it. We don't like it now because it's like the state of cinema is different than it was 10 years ago. But 10 years ago, when Marvel was thriving and this was what everybody was doing, we all would have shown up in droves and everybody would have walked away and been like, hey, this is a blast. So for me, like, I don't hold being outdated and being stuck in production hell for 10 years. To me, it's fine. So a lot of these things that you guys have issues with, like this is my example, and then I'll shut up. Masters of the Universe is basically like Thor Ragnarok and Guardians of the Galaxy. They fucked and they had a little He-Man love child. And that's the movie. Like, Masters of the Universe is the love child of Thor Ragnarok and Guardians of the Galaxy. And my theory is I love both of those parents so much. So why would I hate their child that takes all the things I love about their parents?
Because their child is a fuck up.
No, but it's not though. It's literally all of those things.
So shout out to you
in a way,
incest couple.
In a way, that's kind of ironic because
over here.
That's kind of ironic because both of those movies were influenced by the original Masters of the Universe cartoon from the 80s. Like, you can tell. So it's kind of like,
bro, the first one was all there.
Yeah, very interesting. Yeah, this is I'm glad that we talked about it. And look, hey, I'm not here to steal anyone's joy. So just a little bit more context on my experience. I left because in most cases I would have stayed for the last 45 minutes that was left. But there was another movie that I really wanted to go watch, and this movie conflicted with that. And so an hour and a half in, I started weighing like, what is my time worth? And I decided to leave. And so that's that context there. But the people in the movie, they were giggling, they were laughing. Not at the things I was like, because I wasn't laughing at anything. I didn't find anything funny, but everyone else is having a good time. So you know what, Derek, you guys have your good time. I love that for you.
I will.
Thomas, when to your point about it not being meaningful, what was your reaction to my favorite moment in the movie when they get to Eternia and He-Man's like, so what's Skeletor's deal? And Camila goes, he's bad.
Oh,
that
was when I started thinking maybe I have better things to do.
No, it's so good.
That was funny as hell.
I love that. That was the funniest part of the whole
movie.
Because I thought, oh man, this writing is lazy.
No,
lazy.
No, that is literally He-Man.
I don't even I don't even think the question, but I don't even think the question was necessary. Like, obviously, he's a bad dude. Why are you asking?
No. That, you know what? It's a perfect question because every goddamn villain in every goddamn movie has to have a spin-off where they're now an anti-hero. And He-Man was like, absolutely not. There is no good guy Skeletor. It doesn't exist. And you have to address that. There is no villain we have had in the last like 10 years that has not been tried to be turned into some kind of fucking hero. It irritates the shit out of me. We have 3 fucking Venom movies. What are we doing here?
But Derek, how could Jared Leto get his second Oscar if he doesn't do an Oscar bait spinoff of Skeletor?
One of the funniest moments of today is just Derek yelling about He-Man and Thomas going, okay.
He learned from He-Man's HR training to active listening.
Also, I forgot that girl's name, the manager or whatever. She is so funny in this movie.
Oh, she was hilarious.
She was so dialed in. Like, I don't like anything that happens on Earth. Like, the whole first 20 minutes is actually kind of rough. I'll grant you. Like, the first 20 minutes, the kid's story takes way too goddamn long. Them being on Earth, like, I'm really glad they moved it from Earth to Eternia because we definitely needed that. But I just have to give a shout out to her because she came in and just heat checked. Like, that girl understood the assignment. She's so funny. She's in Agatha All Along too, and she's pretty good there as well. But
I'm trying to find her name because she's so great.
It's fine.
No, this is a great conversation. I'm glad that we had this.
I will be high as shit on my couch watching this on Amazon Prime as soon as it comes out. I'm ready. Which will be like in a week because it didn't make any fucking money. So
her name is Sashir Zamata.
Speaking of,
I do want to shout out her name because she was fantastic.
She was very good.
Yeah. Well,
speaking of box office. Oh no, you go ahead, Thomas. Sorry.
Yeah, no, let's go ahead and move into the May wrap up. Let's talk about May movies. And like I said, we have episodes for some of the bigger releases. You can go back and watch those, but we want to catch some of these other gems that we didn't have time to cover. And I'm going to kick things off. And it's funny because I told you guys which movies I was going to do, and I'm switching my plan because I just realized there's a May movie that was not on our list that I saw yesterday.
Would you say, Thomas, you have the power?
I do. I do have the power. I have the power over my own list, and I'm gonna switch out one of my movies, and we're gonna talk about Sheep Detectives. Because we were going through our lists and it was on my mind, but I forgot to actually write it down. And so here it is. I'm choosing it. Sheep Detectives. Derek, for as much as I do not agree with him about Masters of the Universe, he did put me on to Sheep Detectives, and so now we're even. Okay, his scoreboard has evened out. But Sheep Detectives, I ended up catching yesterday because I knew we were doing this podcast, and I knew it wasn't going to be in theaters for long, and so I started my day yesterday with Sheep Detectives, and I just was not ready for how good that movie is. Even though Derek told me it's a really good movie. It's great. Who else here saw Sheep Detectives? Everyone? Yep. Great. Zach, let's go with you. Sound off. What is your thoughts about Sheep Detectives?
You're gonna start with the grumpy old man again? Damn it, nope. Thomas.
Derek.
Okay.
I told you, I don't know why we let Zach on here. I mean,
Zach, I don't know what you feel that at least you're not as grumpy about it as Luca.
Luca and I are of the same mind here.
Luca was really in the DMs like these fuck.
I got a text from mine and Luca's mutual friend after I saw the movie being like, see, I'm not crazy. It's bad, right? And I was like, yeah.
I think maybe Gen Z. I think this is a Gen Z problem. Like I'm thinking there's a common thread here.
Thomas, save the Gen Z talk for when we talk about Scary Movie.
I know.
Oh, Lord. Oh my God.
There does seem to be a divide on Scary Movie too.
Listen, you guys keep trying to convince me that Nirvana, the band, the show, the movie is good. You guys wouldn't shut up about Friendship last year. I don't want to hear
you didn't like Friendship. What?
No.
What?
No.
I'm with you. I hate Tim Robinson to his core.
You guys don't like Joy. You guys don't.
No. Tim, listen to me. Tim Robinson existing is not a movie, and I need you all to stop apologizing for it.
Period,
That was-
Derek.
I
Let
saw
him
it.
know.
I saw the
I'm
midnight.
with you today.
I fought so hard to watch this stupid movie at Dick's.
Eric, it was just a Subway sandwich.
I fought so hard to get this ticket. I got the ticket, and I'm not even kidding you. I could not wait for this fucking 10
You
minutes.
sound like my younger brother. My younger brother hates Tim Robinson.
Could not wait for this to end. It was absolutely insufferable. But anyways,
Tim Robinson is probably like my least favorite person in the entertainment industry.
Yeah, didn't vibe with it. 90 minutes of his sketch show nonstop with no get out of here.
That's great. It's great.
With the exception of like predators and perverts, like Tim Robinson.
Did you? What about Conor O'Malley though?
No, I hate his ass. Maybe even more.
I love this conversation.
People are. I could go on about this for a while. We got to get back.
We're going to get back to.
Thankfully, Conor O'Malley or Tim Robinson wasn't in.
My point of all of this was Zach is wrong. The Sheep Detectives is one of the best movies of the year. It's so lovely. I just really enjoyed it.
You guys keep living in your little fantasy land.
Where someone reads us detective stories and mystery stories. Absolutely, I'll do that.
Or any book.
Or any book, yeah. I
thought the sheeps were cute, sure.
I went into this with low expectations. If this was literally an assignment piece, and I walked away I was just bowled over. It got me in the right time. It struck me in the right way. I think it harkens back to some of the best parts of animated films where they do tackle really complex subjects. And so surprisingly, The Sheep Detectives has a lot to do with death and the finality of existence and mortality and grief and memory. And I think it does all of those things really well. I know it's hard to believe, but there was a time where like animated movies were literally designed to teach kids about those things, from Disney to Pixar. Like, some of my favorite childhood movies I watch now, and I was like, who the hell is letting me watch American Tail about fucking immigrants and like, what is going on? You know what I mean? So like, we used to pick all of that, and we just hid it under fun music, and that was so much about what it was like to be a kid and like learn really high concept things through something as simple as talking sheep trying to solve a murder mystery. And I don't know, man, that it just won me over big time. And I really, really, really loved this one.
Mm-hmm. Zach, let's go ahead and get your perspective here. Tell us what is it that you saw that made this movie so unbearable for you?
My main issue with it is it feels. I was talking to my friend about it, and he said this, so I'm going to steal his point. It feels very artificially British. Like if you really think about it, like Nicholas Braun is an American actor trying to do a British accent, and it's just a lot of like, it does not feel like I hate to be the grumpy old man similar to Masters of the Universe, but I just thought this one, like definitely the CGI on the sheeps was very good, but I just thought that like all the things that you guys are saying where it's like similar to like old Disney stuff, and I just thought it was too derivative of that instead of trying to be its own original thing. And I guess I seem to be on the negative here.
We love you for who you are, Zach. We accept you for who you are. You are seen,
Thomas's
even if we.
Face. Oh my God, Thomas's doubt face as you were talking, Zach. I wish I would have screen grabbed it. He is so incredulous of everything you're saying right now.
We need Luca in here so that I'm not crazy.
We listen and we don't judge.
Exactly. Just like He-Man taught you.
Yes, that's true. Michael, let's get your thoughts on Sheep Detectives.
I'm like in the middle. Like, I didn't love it, but I just had so much appreciation because I just hate everything for kids now. All the like Sonic and Mario and Minions and just trash. It's just like loud garbage. So like anytime there's a movie that doesn't feel like they're trying to actively lobotomize children while it's on, I'm like, cool. So like I messed with it. I don't know if I would watch it again. to your point, Zach, I think that maybe Nicholas Braun and Nicholas Galantine should have swapped roles. Because like I Nicholas Braun, he's kind of funny, but it was a lot of him. Like it was a lot. But I found the rest of the cast very charming. And I enjoyed it in the same way that like everybody when they watch Paddington is like, this is the greatest film ever made, and I'm like, okay, it looks nice and it's about a cute bear. Like, sure, but I liked it. I felt like there were a couple scenes that were very powerful, especially for a kids movie. So I felt good about it.
Totally. Yeah, I went in with really high expectations and still loved it. So yeah, it just really hit all the right places for me. And,
I think for me, watching a sheep try to explain to another sheep the concept of God is probably one of the funniest things
that
I've seen
was hilarious.
I almost missed half of the explanation because I was cackling as a recovering church kid. This like hit my soul in ways like I cannot describe. Like I think that film got an extra 2 stars just for that conversation, because I was like, they wrote this scene for me. This is amazing. So yeah, but
it was a very therapeutic scene for me as well. Yeah, all right. So those are the thoughts on Sheep Detectives. Zach, we're gonna come to you and let's find a movie that you did like. Well, what do you want to talk about in May Roundup?
There's a film behind me called I Love Boosters that came out this month that I really, really loved. Michael is the one that is the negative one here.
No, Michael's not the only one.
oh, really? Really? Thomas, you didn't like it?
Zach, I'm not entirely sure what's going on with this flipped universe that we're in, where like everybody's of the opposite opinion of you. I don't know what's happening here. I think that I respect it, but I think I don't like Boots Riley's style. I don't like his signatures. Everything that was signature Boots Riley, I actively wanted to remove from the movie. I mean,
you didn't like the Looney Tunes aspect of it all? You didn't? It's awesome.
There's a movie for that. This wasn't that movie. Okay. Like I think it has really valuable, when I talk about meaningful, I think it has really valuable things to say about like, labor and class and art. Like there's a bunch of things that it's trying to talk about, but then it gets derailed by a fucking demon. Like, why is that here? I don't understand.
No. Come on, Thomas.
No,
he should have been cut out.
Yeah, I love the demon. It gets
just gonna move over here so
that whole part should have come out.
Yeah.
Hang on. Let me just.
Zach,
I like that he didn't get to describe why he liked it. You should like.
I liked it because it's
gonna pop off, I guess. But
all the shit that you guys said about not liking Boots Riley's style, I love Boots Riley's style. Sorry to bother you, like radicalized me in high school. Like that was the one that I'm like, oh shit. So I was a really big. Sorry, Thomas, you go ahead. No,
I think that the comparison to if you love. Sorry to bother you. I think that you can gravitate to I Love Boosters, because I remember seeing Sorry to Bother You, and I thought that maybe I just wasn't mature enough. Maybe I just didn't have the cinematic language to really get what Boots Riley was doing there. But then I saw all the things in I Love Boosters that I hated in Sorry to Bother You, and it's like, nope, it's a Boots Riley problem.
It does feel like this movie is Boots Riley taking a lot of the concepts from Sorry to Bother You and expanding them into bigger like bigger themes and whatever. Like the thought or the reveal, I obviously won't spoil it here, but the reveal that's at the end of I Love Boosters is very similar to Sorry to Bother You. I almost just called it I Saw the
Sure
Kingdom
is.
but
like down really? Well, yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
I'll let Michael go off because I know he absolutely hates this movie. I'm probably somewhere in the middle. I have a little bit more of appreciation for it and a respect for it. I appreciate what Boots Riley is trying to do, and I think he actually has a lot of good ideas. Thomas and I were talking about it a little bit yesterday, and I think one of my biggest issues in comparison to something like Sorry to Bother You has a lot of those same ideas, but it's a lot more focused. You can tell that he is zeroing in on the things that really matter to him. And then all the Looney Tunes shit doesn't really bog down Sorry to Bother You because he's so direct in what he's trying to say. Whereas I Love Boosters feels like Boots Riley is never going to make a movie again. So he just did every possible crazy
It's
thing that came to his
maximalism at
mind.
its finest. I
But
loved
it's
it.
not. Like
it's maximalism.
It's maximalism, but it's maximalism for the sake of maximalism. And what ends up happening is you get, instead of having 1 to 2 really good ideas that you just take to the extreme, he's got 15 and he wants to take all of them to the extreme. And then, if I'm being really honest, this movie actually just felt like an elevated episode of Robot Chicken, where like every new element was just like a Robot Chicken sketch, and it doesn't, like, you get the Lakeith Stanfield thing, but then all the reveals, it's not just, because, not to spoil Sorry to Bother You, but the reveal in Sorry to Bother You only happens once. It's not like we get multiples. And in I Love Boosters, every 20 minutes there's some weird shit that like happens, and like, I guess it's cool in the moment. Like, I'm glad something like this exists, but I don't ever want to engage with it again. I'll watch Sorry to Bother You all day long. I'll never come back to I Love Boosters.
Did anybody here see I'm a Virgo, the Prime series that Boots Riley tried to do? Also, you guys
I
don't
watched
realize
one episode and I was like, ugh, TV.
you guys don't realize Boots Riley is online. He's going to be coming in your mentions and telling it, you know.
I'm waiting.
He's
on
Reddit at 2 a.m.
It's because I'm not on Rotten Tomatoes, but I guarantee you he would have been yelling at me if he read my review after South by. Let him come. Let him come. My whole thing is like, Sorry to Bother You is maybe in my top 30 movies of all time. Like, I was so jazzed. I was ready to go. I'm like, I'm at the premiere at South by Southwest. This is such a moment. Lakeith Stanfield took a picture of me. I was in the front row. I was like, I'm ready to go. And it, like, 15 minutes in, I was like, oh God, no way this is this bad. It's just like, the way I compare it is like, even though I know these have been a little bit reappraised now, it sort of reminded me of like The Matrix Reloaded to The Matrix, where like suddenly it's like, in Sorry to Bother You, it's like all these really novel ideas and like really novel style, and then the second one they're just like, what if it was everything blown up to 5,000? And I'm just like, like, it loses a bit of its chicness, a bit of its appeal, and it's just dumb for the sake of being dumb. But then they want to turn around and be like, this is actually a really important movie. Like, this was really stupid, but now sit your ass down and listen to this message. Let me get on my set. And it's just like, I'm with it. Like, I'm kind of past the point to where, like, if a movie politically aligns with me, I like it. I'm like, okay, I get it. Like but it doesn't mean that, like,
late stage capitalism too. I really do. I promise I do.
No, it's just like the whole thing with the sucking up the clothes into the vacuum, and how we had to have 25 minutes of why that's a thing. Them
putting out
thing was awful. Like, go ahead. Sorry.
No, sorry. Them putting out a quote saying that this is going to be Neon's Everything Everywhere All at Once before it came out is so fucking funny.
I mean,
like, when you see the movie and then that reveal happens, and it's like, oh, that's why. Some like racist executive was like, oh, there's like.
I do think like it's a similar level of like zaniness, but I think Everything Everywhere is way more grounded in the character's emotion. But meanwhile, I'm sitting here watching this movie, and you've got these amazing actresses like Keke Palmer, Naomi Ackie, Taylor Page, Isa Gonzalez, and like, I'm like, why is Demi Moore my favorite performance?
Yeah.
I'm like, why is that how this turned out? Because these other characters are so thin that they just don't get to do anything besides like just say the plot and what they're doing.
It's
and
so fascinating. Yeah, because Keke Palmer, she starts the movie with this interesting, like, I feel lonely theme. And I'm like, oh, that's going to be an interesting thing to explore. And they totally drop that subplot until the end, where it's convenient for them to have something to conflict about.
It's weird too. It's weird too. Speaking of Keke Palmer, not to make this a whole I Love Boosters podcast, but it's very weird to see somebody like Keke Palmer be restrained, because for a movie as loony as this, I actually feel like Kiki's real like mild and toned down. And one of the things that's so alluring about her is how big of a performer she is. She's so funny and so magnetic on screen. And for Boots to like cast her in the lead and then be like, yeah, all the stuff we love that you do, just don't do that. We're gonna make everything around you the wacky shenanigans. And you're like, that's a really bad use of Keke Palmer.
Mm-hmm.
I'm hearing all your negatives, and I'll raise you the positive of what other movie can you see this year that has Isa Gonzalez as a vaping union organizer?
She was hot.
she's
Come on.
she's
Like,
always hot.
And
come
trust me,
on.
we're gonna get to Isa Gonzalez in a bit.
Her-
We're gonna get to her. Trust me. I've got flowers for her, just not for this movie.
I'll also give Michael the floor for that one, because even though I don't like the movie that he's going to talk about, she's honestly never bad. Like, she's always one of the best parts of a bad movie.
One thing I will say before we move on from My Love Boosters is Lakeith Stanfield is giving an absolute heat check performance in this movie, and all of you are
In a
wrong.
movie
I
shouldn't
don't
be in.
understand
Right.
it. Like, it's
No,
so,
but
like,
it's fucking hilarious. When I went to the
it's really
both
not.
screen, I saw this movie twice. At the first was like
Ooh, you saw it
like
twice.
a Toronto. Well, I didn't pay for the second time, so
Okay, that's a little better.
it was like a press invite, so I'm like, oh, screw it. But both times I saw this movie, that scene had the entire theater in like stitches. So to hear you guys be like, I don't understand why this is in the movie, like I thought it was hilarious.
I mean, I'll go there. To me, it felt like kind of sexually violent. I think that's
Yeah.
why I didn't think it. That's why I
Absolutely.
didn't think it was funny. Like, I think maybe I mildly misinterpreted like what he was doing to the women,
Mhm.
because like the way like people are talking about it afterwards, like, I need a real eater. Like, okay, maybe I didn't really get it, but like when I saw it, I was like, this is like a really like bleak thing to put in this movie. And then like at South by Southwest, the crowds are really kind of there. They will laugh at like something violent or like, and like that's great. Like, I'm not like, no, but like in that instance, I was like, yeah, this is a little tone deaf. No,
I felt the same way.
and I think that's why I couldn't really get on board with it. Like, it was just like, I felt like it was just kind of like putting a really kind of dark cloud over a very zany movie, and it's like at a certain point you got to decide what the hell this is.
Like, what was the point of that? How are we contributing to these conversations of capitalism and class and art through this demon? Like, it's such a side quest that it just doesn't need to be there. If there was less thematically that was happening and this kind of ties into it, okay, I get that. But like, you're already saying a whole bunch of stuff and you add this really odd side quest that doesn't contribute to all these other things you already have going on.
So, yeah,
that's Boots Riley.
You know what
man.
it is? No, you know what it is, and I actually loved Michael's Matrix to the Matrix Rethroated, because that's what I call it. But it's actually, that whole sequence is actually very similar to the Matrix Rethroated orgy scene in Zion, where you're just like, why the fuck is this? Why are we at an orgy dance rave? In a cave. What?
Except that part is awesome.
I will say though, for all the negatives I've heard on this movie today, this Q&A, the one that I went to where Boots Riley showed up afterwards, is probably the best post-screening Q&A I've ever been to in Toronto. Like, there was no
I bailed on my
idiot,
Q&A.
there was no like idiot questions or anything like that. He went on like a 20-minute diatribe on the founding of modern communism, and it was wonderful. It was great. It was more of like a history thing than like a Q&A, honestly. Like, it was really insightful, as opposed to like some idiot being like, well, when you put the camera there.
Don't get me started on Q&As. Oh my gosh. I'm glad that was a successful one. Michael, we're going to move to you. There was a movie I think you guys were referencing earlier, and I'd love to hear more about you talking about it. Tell us your thoughts on Guy Ritchie's Into the Gray.
So,
In the Gray.
In the Gray, yeah. So, off the top, I think that Guy Ritchie has been one of my favorite filmmakers for a long time, but I have a really weird experience with him where I don't really care about like Lock, Stock, and Snatch and like all that. And like, granted, like I need to rewatch Snatch, but like that's not why I like him. I got really into him around Sherlock Holmes, and then Man from U.N.C.L.E. is like one of my absolute favorites. So that's where you kind of have to start. Is like, for me, Jason Statham is not his like main collaborator. Like Henry Cavill, who I'm not necessarily the biggest fan of in general, but for some reason when he gets with Guy Ritchie, they just get each other, I think. Like, he just like the way like Henry Cavill like really dryly and stoically delivers like Guy Ritchie's camp, I think it's perfect. And I think that this run of movies that he's done since The Gentleman, they've all kind of gotten mixed reviews. But in 10, 20 years, there will be a box set. Everybody on Letterboxd is going to suddenly switch up and be like, oh, these are 5-star masterpieces. Nobody understood them, blah, 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 right? Like, dudes rock, whatever. I'm going to be there first. In the Gray, not necessarily the best of these movies, but I think I really liked that it's just kind of a procedural about these two guys and their crew trying to help their platonic wife escape this horrifying situation while flirting with one another. Like, it was just really fun in the way, and not like as good, but like it was really fun in the way an Ocean's movie is fun to me. Like, it's just like fun to watch them come up with this really elaborate plan. And what's interesting to me is that it was delayed a year. And you can tell because there's so much footage in this thing. Like, it's like going and going and going. Like, especially when they're planning things, it's like 15 scenes all at once. And I kind of feel like what happened was what I wanted to happen with Masters of the Universe is I feel like at a certain point, this movie was like 2.5 hours long. And some executive was like, dude, this is a nightmare. Like, you need to get this cut down. And if like, it's just moving. And I liked that. I liked Henry Cavill and Jake Gyllenhaal's flirtiness. There is a part where Henry Cavill picks up a statue and is putting a bug up its ass, and Jake Gyllenhaal's like, why are you doing it that way? And Henry Cavill looks at him and goes, I know what I'm doing. Like, I love all that stuff in Guy Ritchie movies, and this had a lot of it. I liked whatever posh, weird accent Jake Gyllenhaal was doing for some reason. And even though, like, Isa Gonzalez, I don't think measures up to them quite. I don't think she's as much of a heavyweight as them. I do think that she adds, like, a certain class to the whole thing, and it's just like, damn. I understand why all these guys will die to protect her. That's for sure. And like, I'm a Guy Ritchie head, so you know, like, it was just very up my alley. And like, whenever I see that like his latest movie has like a 40% on Rotten Tomatoes, I'm like, I'm not worried personally. So, you know,
Zach,
no
did
one
you have
likes it
something
as
to
much
say?
as me, but that's fine.
No, I haven't seen this movie, but I just know that Michael said that this movie's been on the shelf for a while, and I just wanted to add a little bit of context to that, in that they wanted to do some reshoots, and because of scheduling, those reshoots just never happened. So they just edited the movie down and released it anyway.
Yeah, it feels that way. And but like,
Yeah, you can
I
feel
think
it.
they salvaged it, which I think is kind of
And
remarkable.
plus, like, this Guy Ritchie's like a workhorse now. Like, he's like it's
he's got 2 movies coming up. And one of them, I just want you to point out, one of them is called Wife and Dog.
I was just
And it
looking at
stars
that.
Benedict Cumberbatch and Rosamund Pike. And if you're really going to sit here and tell me that's not going to be the greatest movie of all time, you're simply wrong.
I will
And
be
everyone
seated
will
for the
lock
movie.
in later. What?
I will be seated for the movie after that, which is Viva La Madness, which is supposed to be a sequel to Layer Cake, which is like
That's
one of the
gonna be
best
fun,
movies.
too.
With
That's pretty
Jason
incredible
Statham.
that he's got 2 more. So I did not like this one. But here's what I will say. Listening to Michael talk about it, it is reminding me of some things that are in there that are pretty fun. I do actually, anytime Henry Cavill and Jake Gyllenhaal are being gay for each other, it's kind of amazing. Like, I can't even describe it to you, but like, they have legitimate chemistry, and it is like the way I wanted He-Man and Skeletor to make out. I genuinely wanted these 2 guys to just straight up. There's a scene where like Henry Cavill has to pretend to be like a drunk guy so he can get arrested, so they can you know, do like some recon inside the jail that they're gonna do a heist at, and they have this banter between each other where like they literally refer to each other as husband and wife. And it is like the sweetest, funniest, most like, these 2 are fucking like 100%. There's no doubt in my mind.
Those are probably the reshoots.
But it's honestly, I'm not even kidding you. It is amazing. Like, it's the best time they're ever doing anything. Most of the time, I actually find their stoicism and like lack of character development pretty lame. To me, I just don't really care for it. But whenever they're doing that shtick, they are buzzing, and it's kind of incredible. And then Eliza Gonzalez, I just love her with my whole heart. And as I was watching this movie, the whole time I was like, just put her in a corporate thriller. Like, just take her out of this movie, put her in a very procedural courtroom drama thriller. Like, let her be the woke version of the Lincoln Lawyer, and it would rule. Like, it would absolutely rule because she's really good at that. And then, lastly,
The hybrid lawyer.
The hybrid lawyer. Let's do it. But her, the hybrid lawyer. That's so good. I'm so down. I want to write this for her now. But anytime Rosamund Pike comes in for like 6 hours tops, like, she's not in this movie, but those two having their little femme fatale back and forth, electric. I want that whole movie of just those two on opposite ends inside a courtroom doing their prosecutor defense shit, just back and forth. It's kind of incredible. But
seeing Rosamund Pike in there for a second got me really excited for Wife and Dog, because I was like, oh, they click.
Yeah,
Like,
she gets it. She definitely gets it. She knows exactly what she's supposed to be doing in this movie.
Like, we'll get to Wife and Dog when it comes out. But
I'll make sure to program that podcast.
Make sure Michael's the host. Make sure.
Yes. I'll just go ahead and put it in our schedule. Derek, what is a May movie you wanted to talk about?
Yeah, I had two on here, but I want to talk about the one that I think is probably one of the best ones, and that's Is God Is. I really loved this movie. The thumbs down.
What is happening? Oh no!
I really loved this one. I got to see it with the Q&A with the director and Vivica A. Fox and a couple of other stars from the movie. Look, I'm a sucker for Tarantino style. Anytime he opens his mouth, we should just stop talking to him unless he's actually making a movie. That's my theory. So if he's not going to make a movie, he should just crawl into his little hole, and we should never talk to him again. But I very much like his style, and I think that this is one of the better iterations of somebody adopting that style without feeling like you're just straight up ripping him off. I like good revenge thrillers. I like ones that have just a stylish mode to them. And I don't know, man, everything in this movie worked for me. Cara Young is absolutely incredible in this movie. Sterling K. Brown is straight up terrifying. And it's funny because I actually feel like I Love Boosters and Is God Is have the same kind of approach, where they have a very distinct style in how they're approaching things. But I think Is God Is infinitely more focused and a little bit more in control of the stylization that they're trying to do over something like I Love Boosters, which gets a little lost in its own sauce. I understand, like, Is God Is might not be for everybody, but for me, like, it is genuinely one of my favorite films of the year so far. And I loved everything this movie was doing. So yeah, this was a great one for me.
Yeah, I'm mad because Derek recommended this movie and I went to seek it out and realized that there were no theaters playing this movie in my area. I am a little mad at how brief this theatrical window was. So I have not seen it yet, unfortunately. I feel the same about Caroline was also one that had really, really limited screens. And I don't know if it plans on expanding, but it's a shame that we have to go so far out of our ways for these great movies. Zach, what were your thoughts on Is God Is?
I was just going to say, Thomas, this movie's on digital now. If you haven't, or if you want to check it out, you would really enjoy it.
Okay, cool. I'll have to look into it.
Oh, yeah, it's similar to what Derek said. It's funny that he mentioned that I Love Boosters and this movie are the same type of film, because I saw this movie on the same day that I went to that Boots Riley Q&A. Like, I saw this first. And I really enjoyed it. There's a needle drop in this movie that is one of the most unexpected needle drops I've heard in the last at least 10 years. Like I genuinely, I was not expecting it in the slightest. And it definitely kickstarted the movie. Well, not necessarily kickstarted, but just like propelled the energy that was like going through the movie. I also really like Sterling K. Brown in this movie. The devil wears, what is it? Socks and slides. But Cara Young is also like a real find. She's also in I Love Boosters as well. I am mainly interested in terms of Is God Is because that movie was based off of a play, And so I'm very interested on the fact that it, like, for a movie that feels so inherently cinematic, what the play would be like, because there's a lot of scenes in this movie that I couldn't really imagine. And I talked to Derek about this off mic, that like I couldn't imagine would be on the stage, but from what Derek explained to me, they talked a lot about that in the Q&A that he went to. So, but I really did like this one, and it is one of the best movies of the year. And I believe, it's her debut, so it's another
I noticed
one
that.
and then just one thing about May, good month for directorial debuts.
I'll say
2026, I'd say, actually the whole year. A lot of really strong new voices for sure.
Yeah, I really like this one, and it's unfortunate that it got booted at a theater so fast, and I really hope that it finds its audience, because it is very good.
All right, Michael.
Okay, so I don't hate it. Like, I think I definitely understand why people love it, and like, cool, right? I am not a huge fan of Tarantino-ish movies. I also think that because this is like an actual blaxploitation style movie, I wouldn't necessarily call it Tarantino style. Let's say this is the origin. But like, the thing is I just think that the rigidity of two things. The rigidity of the structure, because it was a play, I just found kind of boring. Like, it was just kind of very, we're going here to see this person, and then we're going here to talk to this person, and then we're going, like, it didn't really feel like it was flowing as a movie. It felt like a bunch of individual scenes that were just sort of, okay, it's time for Janelle Monáe, and now it's time for Vivica A. Fox, and that, like, it's just sort of stylistically, pacing wise, just not really for me. And then the other thing is just, I found that even though they were trying to do all this stuff with like the mother is God and Sterling K. Brown is the monster, like, I just found the morality to be very straightforward. And I just wanted a little bit more kind of in the gray. I wanted a little bit more kind of like, I wanted to feel a little more mixed toward these characters. And I think that because the message of it was so focused on like, this guy was toxic and we have to kill him, like, cool, but I just felt like I wanted a little bit more to grasp onto. Like, even with Janelle Monáe's character, it's like, oh, maybe this is like a woman who's leaving him, and you know, maybe there's some shades to her, but then eventually it's like, no, she's an asshole. And it just felt very straightforward. And I wish that it wasn't so rigid, because I can see the potential in her for sure to make a great movie. I just felt like this was a little bit caught between its source material and actually being executed as a movie, but it wasn't bad. I just like, I came out and I was like, oh God, I'm gonna have to be the guy who didn't like this, and I love boosters.
This is Mike. I don't know, Michael. This is sounding a little racist.
Sorry. I know. I haven't been a good ally this year. We'll find something.
Oh man. Okay, so we wanted to talk about more movies, but as it happens, we always run out of time. I just want to make some quick mentions. I had thrown out there Caroline, guys. If you have a screening close to you, go see this movie. I had my screening last night was at like 10 o'clock at night, and it was 30 minutes away, and so I had to commute to go to this movie, go to this one screening. There's one other person in the theater. It's so unfortunate, but guys, like, go check out this movie, Caroline.
It's so hot. It's so hot.
It really is. And
it's like the best possible remake of Bonnie and Clyde.
It really is.
That you could imagine. Yeah. And it's like original enough to have its own spin and not be a remake, but like, it is essentially that same story, and it's amazing.
Yeah, if you're going to use that as your baseline, this is definitely the way to do it, for sure.
Totally. Propeller One-Way Night Coach. Michael was a big fan of this one. You can see his review on the website. Go check that out. I'll put the link in the description. Also, Tuner. This is one that Zach wanted to talk about, that I wanted to talk about, that everybody wants to talk about. If you have not seen Tuner, go check out Tuner. That movie slaps. I saw it at Toronto. I saw it at Sundance, and I went out of my way to see it again in theatrical release. And I'm telling you, after 3 times, it still holds up. It is so good. Go watch Tuner.
People need to get tuned.
Yeah, they do.
Absolutely. And I'm sorry, Derek, we didn't have time to talk about The Last Viking. We'll save that for another time. Maybe I'll give you a spotlight at some point because I don't know anything about this movie.
It's a very small Mads Mikkelsen movie, but I highly recommend you check it out. Really touching, really weird. Like if you're into weird shit, like it's really good. But the way that they do this movie, there's a heavy dose of the Beatles. So if you love Beatles music, like you're gonna be shocked at how much Beatles is in this, but it's really good. I really enjoyed it.
Very cool. So there's an endorsement for that. We're gonna end this podcast again off thesis, but I do want to give you guys a little bit of time to discuss Scary Movie. This is a movie that I had tickets for to go see on Thursday night, and then read Luca's review, and I was just not in the mood for that, so I did not end up seeing it. Zach, I think you were an extension of Luca's perspective on this movie. We're gonna start with you here.
I will start off by saying that as we were recording, they came out with the box office numbers for the weekend.
Oh yeah.
$105 million is how much this made. Comedies might be back. Why the fuck didn't this happen with The Naked Gun? Why didn't we all go see The Naked Gun? Why?
I unfortunately did see it, but that's a side.
Oh,
that's what do you mean? Right. Unfortunately, Michael, don't no. Michael, no. We don't have time for that.
I mean, it sounds to me like it really sounds to me like Gen Z is driving a lot of this. Like
people just want to be stupid. Like what the fuck?
Because I know Backrooms was very heavily pushed by Gen Z and younger moviegoers, and I think that actually no, because Scary Movie did not resonate with Gen Z, right? Like this was
it was early 2000s.
There's a divide going on here. This is interesting. Zach, go ahead. Sound off about Scary Movie.
Well, it's really funny that there's been a bit of me being the grumpy old man during this pod because I didn't hate this as much as other people did. Like, it's definitely not a good movie, but like compared to a lot of Marlon Wayans' late 2010s output, like 50 Shades of Black and the two Haunted House movies, this wasn't as bad as those two. Like, I laughed more here than I did. I didn't laugh in either of those movies once. I laughed a good maybe 2 or 3 times here. It's definitely not for everybody. And the one thing I will say is that for them to market this movie on the whole, we're going to cancel the cancel culture, pull up your bootstraps, Gen Z, that is inaccurate. Like there's no and I was talking about this with my brother last night because he saw the film. And when you have a joke, normally there's intention behind it. And there's a reason why that's there. There's a random joke, spoilers for this movie if you care, there's a random joke where they're doing the Ghostface call thing and the girl or Ghostface is like, look outside, and they pan over and there's fucking ICE and like immigration, like arresting the gardeners and stuff. And there's no reason why that's there. There's no... They don't dig any deeper into that. Like, there's no point to any of it. And there's not even some of the humor. Like, one of the first jokes in this movie is the cameo that I won't spoil, looking down the barrel of the camera and being like, I know who goes to see the Wayans Brothers movies. And it's essentially like a joke about people being illiterate. So like, they know who they're shooting for here.
That made me laugh.
It did. Like, opening cameo was good. I don't want to spoil it for anybody here that hasn't seen it, but there are parts of this movie that did make me laugh. But like I said, and I'm going to reiterate that in terms of the whole them attempting to cancel the cancel culture, no, there's none of that here. All the jokes feel, and it's very similar that it's honestly ironic that both movies are bookending this podcast because all of the jokes in this movie feel like they were written in like 2016, 2017. Like, it's not at all like, yeah. I'm glad, I guess, that theatrical comedies seem to be back, but like, can we make them not for like incredibly stupid people?
Michael, what did you think about Scary Movie?
So I was ready to really hate this because that like joke in the trailer, the like pronouns joke, I was like, if you're gonna make this like a grifting anti-trans movie with your trans kid, Marlon Wayans, I'm gonna meet you in the street. And we're gonna resolve it that way. But to be honest, that part of the movie was actually good. Not good, but like decent. Like
Mm.
there was that character who really that one scene is really the only time. Like beyond that, they're pretty cool and like have some great jokes. And then there's another trans character who beats the shit out of his cop dad. And I was like, this is actually like okay, he kind of gets it. So like that that part of it was fine. So like I was able to sort of chill out for the rest of it. And it was funny-ish. I think it was kind of nice to just like watch a movie and just sort of sit there, laugh at every third joke. My audience was really on the same wavelength where if something wasn't funny, everyone was like dead silent. But we were kind of riding each other's energy when it did become funny, which I would say 40% of the time, I thought it was either cute or funny. I think there's definitely I in this time where horror is so popular, I kind of do wish that there was a horror parody that had a real perspective and something to say for sure. But
Mm.
it's hard to deny that like Anna Faris and Regina Hall's chemistry is amazing. They both just slap every punchline out of the park. It's just effortless for them. There are some parodies that I think are really funny. There's one in particular that I won't spoil, but it takes place in a reality that is not this one, in, in another world, and
Are
it's
you
just
talking about the same I'm trying to figure out a way to say
the
this without
sunken place
spoiling it.
gag.
Yeah,
Yep.
that's one of the
Um,
most bizarre things I've ever seen in a movie theater. Like I
it
was looking
was.
around, like I really don't. We have failed as a society if this is what we're supposed to be laughing at.
I mean, okay, Tim Robinson. Let's
Listen,
slow down. It's just like I think there were just a lot of moments where just the sheer randomness of it would just kind of throw me for a loop and make me laugh. The ending is great. It has a fantastic ending, and I came out. I was like, yeah, if they made another one, I would see it. Like, it's not great, and like I find spoof humor in general to just be like trailer park truck stop like weak humor, where I think we just need to kind of scoot past this era of comedy. But like, I wasn't mad at it. I thought it was enjoyable enough. I just don't think that it was great, and I do think that the whole like cancel culture thing was a paramount note.
Mm.
Yeah,
Like that felt very much like
yeah.
Ellison getting in there and being like, "Let's sell it this way," and I guess it worked. To be fair,
Mm.
but like I was relieved to see that it wasn't really like grifting. Like to me, it's more like when your uncle at Thanksgiving's a little bit drunk and he says something that's like a little bit like out of touch, but like you can't help but giggle a little bit from the audacity. Like it was like,
Like
and
someone
I
put
find
grandma
that
to
to
bed.
be, and within reason, I find that to be harmless. So like,
Yeah.
yeah, what the hell?
Derek,
Why not?
Derek, we'll let you wrap this one up really quick.
Yeah,
What were your
real
thoughts?
quick. So real quick, because I know we got a hard stop, but I this is a movie I didn't see. I have no intention of seeing in the theater. I'm pretty hit or miss with spoof. I think that spoof and parody is really hard to get right, which is why we don't get them nearly as much. And I think that the Wayans in general have a lot of hit or misses when it comes to how they parody things. So I don't want to sit here and tell you that I don't think Scary Movie is funny, because I do. I actually think the first one is pretty damn good. I think that Don't Be a Menace is probably one of the best hood parodies that you'll ever find. I think it's them operating at their best level. So I have a really like tumultuous relationship with parody in general because I think they're just really hard to do right. I'm sure there's a lot of really funny things that happen in this new Scary Movie, but it is just not a culturally relevant event for me to like leave my house and go watch. And it should be because like I'm literally who Scary Movie is made for. My generation is like exactly why this movie still exists. But
Derek,
that
this
to
is a
me,
big
it's just
weekend
kind of
for you. It's He-Man and
I
Scary
know, I
Movie.
know.
It's a big
Only one
weekend.
of those. Only one of those got me out of my house. But
And
yeah,
it's the
like
older one.
and it's the older one, yeah. But yeah, to me, I'm just like, look, when it inevitably shows up on some streaming service, this is a movie I can almost guarantee I can second screen and just enjoy it, enjoy every third joke because that actually sounds pretty on par with a Wayans parody. I don't really even have to see that to know that that's probably what happens, where like every third or fourth joke is the one that lands, and then there's a lot of stuff that doesn't. But I'm a big champion of watching certain movies impaired, and when Scary Movie comes to streaming, I will 100% pop an edible and
You
have
got
a
to pop
great
the
time.
gummy.
I
Mhm.
pop gummy,
This is
have a
gummy
grand old time.
cinema.
Have a grand old time. I love good gummy cinema, but I'm not leaving my house on an edible and then trying to get home after watching.
Trying to navigate AMC parking
that's not
lots.
happening. I'm not there yet. Maybe when I was 20, I could pull that shit off, but I can't do that now. So.
One thing I will say about the writing of this is like there's an opportunity for them to make jokes and they just don't take it. Like there's a scene where they're coming out of the house and Regina Hall literally looks down the barrel of the camera and is like, hey, we would make an It Follows joke, but that movie is too obscure. When they could have just made an It Follows joke and like
That
let that
aggravated
be that.
the hell out of me.
Like it's like, what the fuck, man?
I'm like, my real thing is like, I just don't know if the Wayans brothers actually like horror.
Oh no, and I've heard
kind
this.
of annoys
I've heard
me
this
more than
take.
anything.
You can tell that it's almost. It feels like the horror aspect of the parody is like an annoyance in the joke. Like you can tell that they don't like. There's no like all the movies that they parody. There's not any sort of love for any of them. It's just like, well, here we are with Get Out. Here we are with The Substance, and yeah, it's just not.
Well, there you go.
But I also wish it had more contempt. If that was their mindset, if they hate, like if there was even like a perspective of like,
there was contempt, just not for horror movies, just for the Weinsteins.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, all right. Well, that's what we have to say about all of those movies. Guys, thank you for this conversation. I think we had a lot. There's so much more that we can talk about. I hate that we have a hard stop, but anyway, I appreciate you guys being on, Derek, Michael, and Zach. Next week we are talking about
it's full disclosure. We're going full disclosure
day, baby.
Disclosure, yes, that's right, Disclosure Day. So tune in next week to check out what we have to say. I've avoided all trailers so far.
We've got the number one Gen X director, so we know what Derek's gonna think.
5 stars. Haven't even seen it. 5 stars.
Sight unseen.
The studio logo is gonna pop up. 5 stars. Oh my god, it's so great.
Yeah.
That's me when the Odyssey drops.
Yeah.
Me
oh
too,
my
probably.
gosh. I hope everyone survived getting their tickets for that.
Oh yeah.
But anyway,
I got mine a year ago, so.
Oh my gosh, everyone who likes to flex about getting it a year ago. You guys had the same problem a year ago, okay?
Oh, I did. I definitely did.
Anyway, I'm glad that everyone got their tickets and that and we have a bunch of really good stuff to talk about this month. So yeah, tune in next week for Disclosure Day, and guys, we'll talk to you next time. Thanks.